Today is the 10th regular meeting of the Board of Lake County Commissioners. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the invocation. Dear God, please bless our meeting today. May our discussions be fruitful, our decisions wise, and our community strong. Amen.
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 Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Regovich.
Here.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Here.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Present. Next, we have our minutes. Regular meetings of January 30, 2024, February 8th, February 15th, and February 22nd. Do I have a motion to approve waiving reading of the same?
I'll make the motion.
Second, sir.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes. Next, we have public comment. Any member of the public who would like to address the Board of Commissioners, please step forward, and you will have 3 minutes after stating your name and address. We will invite our CEO of the Council on Aging to take the first spot, Joey Thompson.
Wow, what's going on here? Thank you very much, Commissioners, and good morning. Joey Thompson, Council on Aging, 8520 East Avenue. This morning, I'm not here to talk about the 28,329 phone calls that the council took last year, helping seniors or their caregivers and various programs of assistance. I'm not here to talk about the 9,778 people that we assisted and connected with at over 140 outreach events from our staff. I'm not even here today to talk about the 543 pieces of home health equipment that we lent out into the community at no cost ever, these services at no cost. And I'm not here today to talk about the 2,614 units of service, the hours that we delivered in homemaker service to folks that no longer can do these simple tasks in their own homes, laundry, changing bed linens, things like that. I'm not here to talk about our social work team, which provided services to over 1,419 folks last year with over 3,600 direct hours of service, assisting seniors and, of course, outreaching to their community and family members. And I'm not here to talk about the educational programs that Council on Aging provides on a regular basis, like the forthcoming property reappraisal education programs that we will be providing along with our good partner, Treasurer Michael Zurin, coming up on April 17th. It's the first of 3 series of educational events that the Council on Aging will host. What I am here today to talk about is the fact that the Council on Aging will present Lake County's 17th edition of March for Meals on March 16th. It's next week already at 8 in the morning at Great Lakes Mall. March for Meals raises awareness and funds for the Council on Aging's nutrition programs for our seniors, and it's part of a national campaign with Meals on Wheels America, which we are a proud partner with. And I'm here this morning to invite each of you and members of our community to join us for this wonderful community gathering. In 2023, the Council on Aging, with the help of our dedicated volunteers and our staff, prepared and delivered just under 200,000 meals to frail, isolated seniors, some of the most vulnerable citizens of this county, folks that are homebound. That's about 800 meals a day. Think about that. And we're on track to increase those numbers this year. Just like our grocery bills are not the same that they were a few years ago, those meals that we deliver to the seniors and we never charge a dime for, they're also increasing. And so March for Meals helps us subsidize some of those increased expenses that are involved in the meals that we deliver on a regular basis. So this Lake County event will be one of hundreds across the country this month of March. Ours is set for next Saturday morning We expect to have maybe 350 to 400 people registered already for this event. We'll have some raffle baskets, and folks can visit a special website that we set up. It's called march4meals.org, and check it out, please, because we're raising dollars, and all of those proceeds will go to Meals on Wheels. Secondly, Commissioners, I invite you to participate in Community Champions Week. We'll be observing this once again. Over the years, each of you have participated in this, and raises awareness and rallies support for the essential nutrition programs that our Council on Aging provides. It's an opportunity for community leaders like yourselves and others here in the room to meet with area senior residents, see firsthand the value of the Council on Aging's nutrition programs and the importance in helping seniors remain healthier and independent in their homes. And I have some invitations here, and I would like to turn them over to the clerk. And you can select which dates and which places to attend. We look forward to seeing you. It'll be the week right after March for Meals. And with that, I will, I guess, go back to my seat here next to Miss Roman. So, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the time this morning. All right.
Thank you, Joey.
Anyone else for public portion?
Brian Massey, 8196 Rainbow Drive, behalf of Lobbyists for Citizens. I provided a copy of this letter that I'm going to read to each one of the commissioners. The subject is legalized theft of taxpayer funds. On April 30th, 2021, our research on the Lake County fund balances at that time revealed two accounts that had taxpayer funds held by the Lake County government for over the past 30 years. Account number 894 was titled Surplus Over and had a total of over $5,300,000 in the fund. This fund was the accumulation of overages of tax payments to the Treasurer's Office on, quote, various parcels of real estate for various reasons. Another account number 803 was titled Unclaimed Monies and had a total of $735,000 in the fund. This money was unclaimed funds after county department or an estate cannot locate the beneficiaries of the estate. That's what I was told. These two accounts amounted to over $6,059,000 of taxpayer money. We were told that the Treasurer's Office has returned over $1.4 million of the taxpayers' money. That means that there are $4,628,000 that still belong to the taxpayers. If the money cannot be returned to the rightful owner and is transferred to the Lake County General Fund, then we insist that the commissioners forego the future collection of $4,628,097.71 in property taxes. This is another means of getting the money back to the rightful owner, the taxpayers of Lake County. If the commissioners accept a transfer of this money to the general fund without giving the money back to the rightful owners, then we contend that the commissioners and the county government are guilty of legalized theft. The citizens of Lake County are requesting a written response to this request so that the taxpayers will know your exact position on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public portion?
John Music, 45 Coventry Drive. I just want to thank Joey and Suzanne there. You know, our seniors are hurting, and there's so many other people in Lake County hurting. And these two people, it all starts with leadership at the top, and I want to thank them and each of their staff members for doing what they are doing, because there's so many people hurting in Lake County, and these are the things we got to talk about. So I'm asking you, at all levels of government, maybe community, county, state, federal, be good stewards of our taxpayer dollars. The seniors are on fixed incomes, and many, many, many can't even afford their needs, let alone their wants. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gilda Spencer, 5580 Ford Road, Madison, Ohio. Well, I have a new twist in my saga of Ford Road. We are having issues now with our mail, and it's because we get substitute drivers, and so we've been missing mail, so we finally called the post office to see if they had any suggestions. So we now have a tracker on all our mail, because when they get a new substitute driver, they come down Ford Road, but they come down the other end. They get to the bridge, they see the road is closed, and they return our mail because there's no such address. So now we have issues with the mail. We still have no busing. I spoke with the Madison Township Police Chief this week. He was back out. He assures me that they are doing all that they can do, which I'm sure they are, because we're on an island and it's very hard to get to us. So I'm going to call the sheriff this week and ask him about the coverage out in Madison, because they said they wouldn't come out because it's Madison Township. But they come to Perry, which is right at the end of my road. So I'm just curious as to what the difference is. And when I checked on the road, there is a little progress being made, so I appreciate that. But we're still looking at no school busing for next fall until probably October or November. So that puts those families back in the car, dragging those kids to school. But thank you.
Anyone else for public portion?
Morning, Commissioners. John Marr, 39 Minnewawa Drive, Timberlake. I know we have 3 minutes to speak, but one of the things is if we have questions, I guess, how will we address the board with questions, and then how will we get those answers? So that'd be something that we would like to get addressed eventually. And then I'd like to talk about also is, we belong to NOACA, North Ohio East Area Coordinating Agency, and again, been going there for 3 years now, and did a lot of planning. A lot of it is with this. They're under a new initiative about climate change, and they want to do all this cleanup of the air and so forth. But one thing I was, at the last meetings, I know there's a lot of discussion going back and forth between the city of Cleveland and the differences between there, and then also with Cuyahoga County and the way they want to do things and plan things and so forth. And I guess what I'm getting to is that we're not a good fit with NOACA, and I think it was brought up a couple times where we need to, start our own MPO. And what I'm suggesting is that we do break away from Cuyahoga County and Cleveland and the other communities and join maybe with Ashtabula, so we'll have Lake Geauga and Ashtabula, and form NEOACA, Northeast Ohio Area Coordinating Agency. We can come off a branch off of NOACA, or separate, or however it would work out for the best interest. But I think that we have more in common with Ashtabula and Geauga than we do with Cuyahoga County and even some of the other ones, even though, again, Lorraine and Medina might be a good match for us, but they're not contiguous with us, so we couldn't look at them. But again, I think it's something that we need to consider because of the direction I believe that NOACA is going in. So thank you for consideration.
Thank you. Anyone else for public portion? Anyone else? Hearing none, on to resolutions. Madam Clerk.
And special resolutions, resolution recognizing March 2024 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I'd like to introduce the director of Deepwood, Elfie Roman, as well as Ashley Cousins from Deepwood, to introduce Ian Carter, this year's representative, and talk a little bit about the cause.
Thank you, Commissioners. Good morning, everyone. And it's my honor to be here again this year to represent Developmental Disability Awareness Month, which is celebrated throughout Ohio every March. We at Lake County Board of DD take this opportunity in full force to highlight the many accomplishments and talents of the individuals that we serve. Throughout this month, we have a myriad of activities and events. At your places, you have a folder that includes a listing of the events that are as varied as having a guest DJ at Billy's Martini Bar this Sunday, having a very original play that was written and will be performed by the individuals from our Willoughby branch at Andrews Osborne School. An art display with over 100 pieces of art that is featured at the Great Lakes Mall this entire month, and library displays, and ending with our Broadmoor Bobcats taking on the Lake County Coaches at the end of this month. But the kickoff to our month of events is today, and it's such an honor to introduce Ian Carter, who is the best spokesperson that we can imagine for our theme this month, which is Opening Doors in 2024. Ian is a very proud graduate of the Mentor Cardinal Works program. He is now, as an adult, exploring the vocational, social, recreational, all of the community opportunities that our inclusive Lake County community does have to offer. He is supported by an exceptionally proud family that is here today, his father, his brother, his aunt, his uncle, supported by the Lake County Board of DD's wonderful community partnerships, represented here today by Mitch Vanderveel, and from Spark, his colleagues, and Ian's many friends that also attend Spark. So it is my honor to introduce Mr. Ian Carter.
Good morning, everybody. This is a letter from a long time. My name is Ian Carter. I'm 22 years old, and I live in Mendel, Ohio. After I graduated from Mendel High School, last year I started my job at Hapco Tools, and I started going to Spark. I have a lot of old friends from Mendel High, and lot of new friends from Hapco, Spark, Special Olympics, and all over the community. I have been in a lot of Lake County programs over this year. I love the rec program with all the activity and trips. I really love Special Olympics. I play basketball, track and field, soccer, softball, flag football, and golf. I have been to summer games at Ohio State 3 times for track and field and soccer. I have been winter games at Bowling Green, 1 for basketball. I will be back there. I use Lake Trent most days. For getting to work at Hapco, to school at Auburn Career Center, to Broadmoor School for basketball practice, and to the Deepwood Rec Center for activity. My favorite part is also spending a lot of time with my family. My brother, my sister, my dad, my aunt and my uncle, and a lot of cousins. I visit my mom at the cemetery. I love all my family very much. I'm proud to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Commissioners, any words?
Wow. How's that? Just wow. Thank you. It is so enriching to be visited by someone so dedicated, so capable, and so genuine.
never lose sight of how important it is to just be genuine. Thank you for being with us today.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
I don't know how you have enough time in a day to do all that stuff. One of my favorite things is the Broadmoor Bobcats game. We go every year, and I get to sit with Charlie Malt on the radio sometimes with him. So I haven't missed that in I don't know how many years, and that's one of my favorite events of the year, and I always look forward to that. So hope to see you there.
I will. Thank you.
I'll second Commissioner Hammercheck in saying, wow, you have contributed so much to the Lake County community, and it's so right that you've been recognized by Deepwood as this year's representative for Developmental Disabilities Month, because it's really not even right to say disability. We all are differently abled. We all have different abilities that we can use to contribute to our community and make this a better world. And I don't know anyone who has given more of their time and their talent to Lake County than you have. I'm pretty sure that we met each other several times at the Sheets grand openings.
Right. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Let's go.
As you accepted their very generous contributions to the Special Olympics as they continue to support our community and your athleticism with that of your colleagues. It was amazing to see how many community events that you've been to. Whether you're the star or not, you're always there, and you are a star for that. I guess I would just share from my own personal experience, as Commissioner Regovich has, that my very first real job, other than cutting lawns and weeding gardens for everyone in the neighborhood, was to work in the monastery kitchen for some Benedictine monks, and we mopped the floors, set the tables, what have you. But my boss, the person who trained me, had Down syndrome. And I learned at a very early age that just because you're different doesn't mean you can't be extraordinary. And Anita was the best worker. She was so good, she's the one who trained everyone else. And I'm proud to say that I was the only one, after she trained me, who was good enough that they let me start to train people too. But she was so good that she was the one who trained everyone else. And I think that you're reflecting that standard of excellence and breaking the stereotype that just because we're not all the same doesn't mean we're not all worth the same. And I think Lake County, more so than any other place in Ohio, recognizes that we're part of a big family. As you love your brother and sister, we need to love each other in the same way. And the work and the contribution that you make proves that you love more than just your immediate family. You are taking care of all of us. And so I want to sincerely thank you for being our representative this year, along with the great leadership of Alfie Roman. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you.
So with that, gentlemen, I think we're ready for a vote.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Putchner.
Yes. And if you wouldn't mind, we would love to present to you the resolution for Developmental Disabilities Month. But before we do, Mr. Regovich, would you mind reading the high notes?
Resolution recognizing March 2024 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. Whereas the Lake County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Deepwood, was established by Ohio General Assembly on October 25th, 1967, 2 years after Lake County had established Broadmoor School and Sheltered Industries in September of 1965. And whereas the mission and purpose of Ohio's County Boards of Developmental Disabilities remains as strong as ever, the county boards continue to provide vital support and resources to Ohioans with developmental disabilities and their families. And whereas the thousands of people with developmental disabilities have been supported over the years by Lake County, Ohio, their families, friends, neighbors, and co-workers encourage everyone to focus on the abilities of all people. And whereas Lake County, Ohio encourages everyone to focus on the abilities of all people through active participation in community activities and openness to learn and acknowledge each of individual's contributions. And whereas policies have been developed, attitudes shaped, and opportunities offered to allow people with developmental disabilities to live independently and productively as possible in the community. And whereas in furtherance of their mission to empower, enrich, and engage. The theme for 2024 Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month is Opening Doors in 2024. And whereas unique activities, events, and services, and all agency programs throughout the month will celebrate how everyone is empowered to engage in activities that enrich our lives and contribute to our communities. And whereas we encourage all citizens to support the opportunities that promote full inclusion to education, housing, employment, and recreational activities. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners in and for Lake County hereby proclaim March 2024 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, and we encourage all citizens to join in this celebration by spreading awareness of many contributions offered by the people with developmental disabilities in our community and highlighting efforts that empower people with disabilities to be fully inclusive citizens of our Lake County communities.
So Ian, Alfie, any of your colleagues and family come forward. We'll take a quick picture in memorial of the month. Got space on this side too. Yeah.
Rick is pretty tall, you can stand there.
Not done yet.
Now you got money.
We have the news herald still. He's good. We're good? Yep. Congratulations. Now we don't think we'll. See you on the basketball.
So shall be done.
Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Considered at some point running for. Well, So at this time, we'll be moving agenda item number 4 up. Madam Clerk, would you please read Resolution 4?
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution declaring the office of the Lake County Coroner vacant as of March 3rd, 2024, and appointing Dr. David Keep as acting coroner until the Lake County Republican Central Committee appoints a person to the vacancy.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
This should be an easy one.
I would just add that with our coroner's retirement, our chief deputy coroner has stepped up to run for the office, but it still leaves us with a vacancy for the remainder of the year, and it's important that such a critical county function is well led for any period of time, which is why the commissioners are stepping in to appoint our soon-to-be coroner, our coroner today, giving him the opportunity to start leading the office. I would also add that Dr. David J. Keep is eminently qualified for the position. He's been a Lake County resident for no less than 24 years and served 25 years as a staff pathologist for both Lake Health, what has now become University Hospitals, and has been chairman of the pathology department for 9 years. He's also served as 15 years as a deputy coroner and pathologist for the Lake County Coroner's Office, and in 2014 he trained in forensic pathology at the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office. That's a 1-year training fellowship. In addition, since 2016, Dr. Keep has been a board certified forensic pathologist. So it is not lightly that we support and vote in favor of bringing him into the Lake County leadership team. It's after careful consideration and with, frankly, great esteem as we recognize the credentials that he will bring to the table. So with that, Madam Clerk, may we have a vote?
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes. But before it's official, we must administer the oath of office to Dr. Keep, so I'd ask him to come forward and bring his family Bible. Dr. Keep, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Dr. David J. Keep,
I, Dr. David J. Keep,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
or affirm that I will
or affirm that I will
support the Constitution of the United States
support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the officer of coroner
of the duties of the office of coroner
in and for Lake County, Ohio.
in and for Lake County, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Just a moment. We need to do the paperwork.
John,
I'm just watching it rolling back and forth.
I'm hearing it.
What you need?
Please turn it on.
That was impressive.
Got you working already.
Those two.
See, this pen could be famous someday.
For the first time ever, we introduce Coroner Dr. David Keep. Doctor, at this time, if you would like, we invite you to address Lake County.
Commissioners, thank you very much. It's been a real privilege and a challenge to serve as deputy coroner for a number of years now. And I thank you for the opportunity to serve as acting coroner. Our office, we're a small group of very dedicated individuals that do the medical legal death investigation for the county. It's very specialized training and somewhat it's on-the-job training,
but it's very important for us to determine the cause of death and manner of death in these unfortunate individuals. Really, I think our mission is really to serve the most vulnerable people of Lake County. Children, elderly, people who succumb to unexpected sudden deaths, often in violent circumstances. So really, in the areas of public health and criminal justice, we want to do the best job for Lake County. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Madam Clerk, proceed with resolutions.
In the Utilities Department, resolution increasing appropriations and transferring cash within Lake County Department of Utilities Solid Waste Fund and Project Fund 597.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Resolution certifying unpaid water and sewer sums and administrative charges to the Lake County Auditor.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution authorizing the donation of a motor vehicle to Grand River Village Police Department in accordance with Section 307.12D of the Ohio Revised Code.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
It's just a good gesture. It's the right thing to do.
I would certainly second that sentiment. Lake County is a very diverse community with large cities like Mentor, Eastlake, Willoughby, but we also are home to a lot of beautiful villages like Grand River and Timberlake. We've heard from Timberlake's mayor earlier today. And particularly with smaller communities, it's all the more important that we partner and work together because we have to share services and costs in order to keep all of our community and all of Lake County viable. And that's why we value so greatly our partnership with Grand River, the mutual aid that they provide to our townships and cities. And in contributing this police cruiser, we're hoping to make their police department even stronger. I know that my colleagues have always said how deeply they support law enforcement and the police, and I do the same. But talk is cheap. This is one of those real moves of support where we show how deeply we do care about Grand River, about law enforcement, and how important they are to our community. So I'm grateful to my colleagues, I'm grateful to Grand River that we're able to make this contribution and make all of us just a little bit safer. We're also honored that the Grand River Police Chief, Paul Papes, is with us today, and I'd invite him to come forward.
Thank you, Lake County. I appreciate everything that you can do for us. We're a very small village. We have a very small budget. And again, just all I can say is thank you and I'm very gracious for your help.
Thank you, Chief.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And thanks for the invite.
Mr. President?
Mr. Commissioner?
I would like to point out, though, the number of years of service on the chief's sleeve. If you want to compare and contrast how brief the presentation is by somebody with his years of experience versus the new guys.
I'm old.
Talk about getting right to the point.
Over 40 years.
I would use the word experienced.
Okay.
Well,
thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Commissioner. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Resolution appointing Kevin D. Fries to the Lakeland Community College Board of Trustees for a 5-year term expiring March 6, 2029.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I would just say a word. I have known Kevin Fries for many years, and in all that time, I've seen him active in our community, contributing, most importantly, his time and experience. I know that he served with great distinction on the capital campaign for Ohio Northern University. I know that he's worked with the federal government to increase education in outer space and space exploration, which has only become more important as the years have gone by. And I know that he loves Lake County the most because this is his home. So to me, it's an enormous gift that Kevin would be willing to contribute the most important thing any one of us can give, which is our very limited time on this earth, to what might be the most important institution in all of Lake County, Lakeland Community College. Now, I know I'm a little biased. I'm a professor myself, not at Lakeland, but at a neighboring institution. But I sincerely believe that the futures that we build at every college and university, particularly our state colleges, is the future that we all share together. Maybe the biggest impact is on the student who graduates and heads a major company, founds a company, leads an institution, but that student then touches all of us when they become a graduate. So it's not the case that only the students of Lakeland benefit. We all benefit when Lakeland is run well. We're also very much aware that every institution is facing headwinds and challenges, all universities and colleges, and it takes a very special leader to be able to guide them through a choppy sea. That's why I have such great confidence that Kevin Fries is the man we need in such a difficult time to make sure that Lakeland doesn't just survive but thrive, because its success is Lake County's success, is Ohio's success, and ultimately the success of the entire country. We need smart, skeptical, intelligent, hard-working folks, and Lakeland is the place where they're born. So, Mr. Fries, thank you for being willing to step up and serve our community.
Mr. President?
Commissioner.
Just a point of information, I was hoping that we could enter into the record that the other trustees that are previously holding these offices have specifically requested that they not be reappointed, and that this is of their own free will and accord, that this is two new board trustees coming in, that this is not a hostile takeover. I just want to make it abundantly clear that they are coming in free, clean, and no encumbrances. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes. Congratulations, Mr. Fries. If you'd like to address Lake County, now is your opportunity. Mr. Trustee.
Wow. Mr. President, Commissioner Plechnik, thank you for those very kind words, and thank you for your vote of support. Commissioner Hammercheck, thank you as well for your vote of confidence and your support. Commissioner Regovich, thank you as well for your vote of confidence and support for this very important role in Lake County. It is not lost on me how important and critical this institution is on inspiring young folks, and in some cases chronologically advanced folks like myself. No matter what the age, we have the opportunity to live our dreams. And I know how Lakeland helps for folks to realize their dreams. I will do everything I can do, as all of you know, with being here for my whole life except for 12 years as a U.S. Air Force military officer. Other than that, Lake County's my home. This is the home, it's the village that supported me as a graduate of Browning Elementary School, Willoughby Junior High School, and South High School. I couldn't be more proud when I go out into the world and have been around the world and to tell folks I come from a small town of Willoughby, Ohio, just a little east of Cleveland, and what a wonderful place this is, like being in a Norman Rockwell Americana type place. Every day I feel comforted. When I was in the military for 12 years, I spent my 30 days of leave coming back home to be with my mother and father, and being here in Lake County with my Lake County family. So this honor of being able to rise to the highest levels in the boardroom, to lead various global companies, to chair an engineering college at Ohio Northern University, to chair a college campaign at Ohio Northern University when everybody told me it couldn't be done to build an engineering building in a challenging environment. And I set a mantra for my board that we use the mantra aut inveniam aut faciam, which the university trustees and the college trustees heard all the time. That meant I shall either find a way or make one, and we did. And so I find it remarkably wonderful for me to be able to help in whatever way I can to bring what experiences I have. And I just want to say, I want to dedicate this to my my mother, Ada, who served as the guidance secretary and registrar for North High School in East Lake, Ohio for many decades, retiring at 87 years old, and had a great commitment to education in this community. And I just wish my mom could be here to see this, but I have my sister here today, who's an echo of my mom. And I want to thank my sister, who spent 40 years as an educator, as a principal, as an elementary school teacher, who read to me. My sister's 10 years older than me. You'll think we're probably the same age, but she read to me. She's had a commitment. Our whole family has had a commitment to that. So I'm committed to serve in this role. I'm thankful for this. You have no idea how honored I am to be able to do this in the community where I love to live. And I just can't thank all of you enough for this high honor, and I will do everything, like I said, to make this a better place. I think it's got a great legacy, and it's just building on a great legacy of the past. Thank you very much, all of you, and thank you, Lake County family, for putting this trust and confidence in me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trustee. Madam Clerk, please proceed.
Resolution appointing Timothy M. O'Brien to the Lakeland Community College Board of Trustees for a 5-year term expiring March 6, 2029.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just to make a point out, Mr. President, from the same statement earlier, coming in with a clean slate, just want to be abundantly clear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Mr. Commissioner?
Tim O'Brien's another person that, like Kevin, is lifelong Lake County resident. He grew up in Wickliffe with a big family. His family's done so much for the community. He's honored to serve. He couldn't be here today, and he was looking forward to, just like Kevin, to getting on the board to where he can give back to the county and how many people he knows that I know that all came through Lakeland. It's such a vital part of this community. It started in 1967, and we need to maintain that and use it going forward. And I'm excited to see what the future brings over at Lakeland. So Tim's got a finance background. He's got a human resources background. He's got real estate contract review. He's been around through CT, as we all pretty much know, but he was eager and happy to serve. So
I would only add to Commissioner Regovich's statements. They are so true. Timothy O'Brien, Tim, is just so qualified for this role, and I'm confident that he and Kevin are going to do great things for Lakeland Community College together. We heard mentioned earlier that one of the events in celebration of Developmental Disabilities Month is going to be a celebration at Billy's Martini Bar. I'd be remiss if I didn't say the Billy who put the Billy in Billy's Martini Bar is Billy O'Brien, Tim's brother. So when Commissioner Regovich says their family is so involved in Lake County and gives so much, I want that illustration to be front and center. They care deeply about our Lake County community. And it's an honor to bring both Kevin and Tim to the board at this most important time when they'll be selecting a new president for Lakeland Community College and setting the tone really for a generation of students. It is so fortuitous. We are so blessed to have them here at this critical juncture. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Regovich.
yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Pledger.
Yes. Before we move on, I'd like to invite, and we would if Tim were here, but I'd like to invite Kevin Fries as well as anyone he'd like with him, such as his sister, to come forward. We have his official resolution of appointment here. We'd like to take a quick picture with him. Madam Clerk, if you could continue with finance.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $1,352,140.95.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $8,220,530.87.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations for various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution transferring appropriations within various general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
With that, we'll move to departmental reports, starting with utilities.
Thank you, Commissioner. Wanted to let you know that we had a bid opening for our Red Creek sanitary sewer improvement last week. It's another significant wastewater infrastructure improvement in eastern Lake County. And we did get 5 bidders, which we're very happy with, and a couple of them were under the engineer's estimate, and we're evaluating those bids now and hope to give a recommendation by next week so we can move forward with that project.
Thank you. Job and Family Services.
Thank you, Commissioner. Today I wanted to share a bit of information coming from the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. They are going to be hosting a Gen Z virtual career fair on May 8th. And they have asked that we share this information far and wide. Any Ohio employer, any size employer, any industry from all parts of the state are invited to participate in that career fair. And again, that is really to target the over 866,000 working age individuals in the Gen Z generation, which is ages 27 and younger. So if there are any organizations, businesses interested in participating in that event in May, they can email employmentservices@jfs.ohio.gov. And lastly, I just wanted to express my appreciation for the Lake County Board of Developmental Disabilities during this month and the partnership that Job and Family Services has with their organization. We're very grateful for all that they do for our community.
Thank you. And now Jason Boyd, our County Administrator.
Good morning, Commissioners. Yeah, a brief update on the Lake County Public Safety Center. We had our in-person strategy meeting yesterday with our design team, the sheriff's team, Mark Eiffelis, Paul Stefanko. We are now into the weeds. We spent, 3 hours talking about door types and window locations and cuff cupboards and lingo that I had never heard before. The level of detail that we're now examining in the facility is pretty impressive to watch and to witness. The 2 captains in particular, Vanjo and Simpson, who are kind of behind the scenes, I think do a phenomenal job in what they see currently and down the road. We talked about the freezer locations, where food's going to be stored, coming off the dock, etc. So we are excited to report we're moving, hitting all of our benchmarks, etc. It looks like our tour to a similar facility in Davidson County, Tennessee will be in a couple weeks. We were hoping to go last week, but their sheriff had a conflict, so we'll send a contingent of folks down to the Nashville area in 2 weeks to take a look at their operations. This particular facility is in operation. When in the fall when we went to Wayne County, that building had not been open, so we got to see the before, and this will be the after. In particular, we're going to look at flow, and then we're going to look at security electronic components and how the sheriff's team would like to use technology moving down the road. So things are continuing to move forward. As I've noted, we're probably in the 3rd inning of this game. We anticipate a 50% design development budget in the next 4 weeks. So that'll, as we continue to quote unquote value engineer the building to a number that we've been talking about, and we're on that track. We are waiting on what's called deviations for the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections on ceiling heights and floor heights. We design obviously to all the codes, and there are dozens and dozens of codes. Yesterday we learned about smoke flow and exhaust. I thought about Commissioner Hammercheck during this meeting. It's impressive, but that particular decision from Ohio Department of Rehabilitation is a cost saver. You know, we're designing, I think the floor to ceilings are 20, 25 feet, some instances, and we're looking to shave about 6 feet that we quite frankly do not need. So we've applied for those variances, which will then shrink the floor plate, shrink the ceiling heights, shrink the column heights, et cetera, and that has a compounding effect on our budget. Not to get into too much detail. So things are moving in the right fashion there. Sheriff or Chief, if I'm missing anything, good. So secondly, and then in today's kind of the spirit of the conversations and presenters today, it's been refreshing. I just wanted to kind of echo that this morning. I attended the State of the City of Paynesville's annual address by the city manager. Commissioner Hammercheck was there, Clerk Bell. In a lot of the work that we have done with the city of Paynesville the past 8 or 9 years, with our admin center, our investment here in town, bringing some more jobs here in town, the commissioner's participation in the Paynesville City Streetscape via ARPA that we approved last week, the private investment that City Manager Lewis explained this morning with the Maroos brothers down kind of behind Suzanne's shop down the hill to Rec Park, the Lake Erie College investment on the square. A lot of good things happening here in the greater Paynesville area, and I'm just proud to be a partner with the city, the commissioners, current board, and past on our investment here in town. I think great things are on the horizon here for the downtown area of Paynesville. So just want to echo some of my observations from this morning's breakfast. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Yes, I wanted to mention that the next commissioners meeting is going to be Thursday, March 14th at 10 a.m. And also Sunday is daylight savings time. So we're springing forward an hour. Thanks.
Almost spring. Legal.
No report, Commissioner.
Thank you. Then is there any old business before the commission? Any old business? Hearing none, any new business?
Mr. President.
Commissioner.
I had a meeting last week with Dr. Strasser from the University Hospitals. Went really well. They're happy that Dr. Keep is going to be in place, and it looks like it'll be a seamless transition there for him and for them. It was exciting to know that their changes that they're doing in each hospital, moving labor and delivery to TriPoint, and their heart center over at the West Hospital is in full force and coming to an end here. They are still in need of plenty of employees, plenty of nurses, plenty of techs. We hope that through Lakeland we can do things in the future for them to provide those services. And they are ready to give back and have things in place to give back to the community that we don't see. They're doing things with Eastlake right now to look at people in need and the people that most vulnerable in need and how they can give back. It was exciting to hear that. They have a person that's just in charge of those kind of things that I'm going to reach out to our workforce development team that we've got going and the things we've been doing to see how that can fit into there too. So everything went really good. It was a really good meeting, and I'm looking forward to the future there.
Very grateful for our partnership with University Hospitals. Any other new business? Any other new business? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Then we stand adjourned after we vote.
Commissioner Ragovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Pledger.
Yes.